mic in here?
Yeah. We're going to keep the door open. Is that noise alright? That's cool. Should we shut the door? Put it shut? Okay. Alright. Can't believe it.
Guys.
Yeah, I'm happy. Say I'm happy.
Okay, action.
Yeah. So Jay,
You blown up, man. You got a lot of cameras with you now. It's like 5 of them.
you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Progress,
Well,
man. Gotta make progress.
I heard you're a man who doesn't really like the camera too much.
Yeah, I ain't really cool with it, but I'm doing an interview now, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But just the camera when I'm not doing the interview, like following you around when you're trying to eat, dig up your nose, that ain't cool.
Downtime you don't like.
Yeah, yeah.
Jay, from the first album, the rumour was you're not going to make another.
Yeah.
This has been going on.
Yeah,
album
serious
two.
now. The first album, you know, that was my idea. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't do it. I was the only artist on Rockefeller. So in order for us to get the deal with Def Jam, I had to sign for another 5, 7 albums, something like that, you know, with the company to get a joint venture. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely wanted the last album to be, the first album to be the last one. But then after I signed that contract, I knew I'd be here to now.
Yeah, but you didn't exactly deliver Duff albums, man, just to get through your contract. You
No, I did my thing. I love music, and I absolutely did my thing.
Yeah.
As far as the album, I wanted every album. I wanted people to listen to the whole album. I didn't want them to hear one song or 2 songs or 1 single. You know, I really wanted to just give part of myself with every album, and I believe I did that.
You certainly did. You emerged off the back of, at the time you came out, Biggie was already established.
Yeah.
That whole
Yeah.
Tupac Biggie film was already established.
Yeah.
Did you really honestly believe at this stage, 2003, you were going to be called one of the all-time greats? Honestly.
I absolutely believed it. You know what I'm saying? But for the to see it just come to fruition is a wonderful thing. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I believed all kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
You know, in one's mind, like, you believe, I'm better than everybody. I remember telling when I was real young, telling my uncle I was better than LL Cool J. Like, you better than LL Cool J.
And that was a man, man.
Yeah. So my uncle loved him. He was like, oh, LL, mop you up. I was
Really?
young, I was a little tight.
And you wanted to take him on. You come from Marcy Heights.
Yeah. Marcy Projects.
Marcy Projects. You come from Marcy Projects. You put that place on the map, basically.
Yeah.
You're the most famous person out there. And the first thing, your reputation was you are quick. Every producer I've spoken to says the same thing. I speak to Pharrell, and I say, what's Chasey like? I hear he's quick in the studio. And everyone goes, he's quick, man. He's quick. As if to say, a lot of rappers aren't that quick.
Right.
And they nicknamed you Hover.
Yeah.
Have we explained to people why you got that nickname?
like what I do is, for real, it's an absolute gift. You know what I'm saying? What I do as far as recording, because I don't write anything down. Sometimes I'll think of a verse, go in the studio, lay it down, and be done in 5 minutes. Like, just be done. You know, some songs I just run through the whole thing, just run through. You know, sometimes just one take.
What songs that became big hits?
Yeah.
You literally did off the top of your head, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't write a thing down.
Never.
Can you name one of those records?
Every record I've done since my first album. Like, I wrote a couple things on Reasonable Doubt, but for the most part, I wrote maybe 2 or 3 songs. I wrote Can I Live on Reasonable Doubt. I wrote it because the second verse someone else was supposed to do.
All right.
And then when we got there, I did my first verse. He was like, I'm not touching that.
But tell me, do you remember the lyrics of all your records? Really?
No. But I hear them over and over again, so, you know, it's easy to do it that way. What happened was when I lay them down, I won't remember them.
Right.
Until I hear them, then I hear them, and I hear them.
On the radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then I remember.
So you could, like, Can I Get Her?
Yeah.
That's one of my
That was
favourite.
easy, though.
But that's one of my favourite joints from you. But
yeah, that was
really easy for you.
Yeah, because that was like, Can I Get Her? That wasn't even a lot of words. It was a one.
Yeah.
It was a flow. Can I get her? Yeah, I was just following the snare.
Yeah.
The hi hat on that one.
Is that how you go then? So, right, Pharrell,
Yeah, like,
this track here, your new single, what's it called?
Change Clothes.
Change Clothes, right.
Yeah.
Pharrell's turned it out again.
Yeah, that guy's good. Man.
He's amazing.
No, that guy, he made that in the studio too.
Yeah.
This time, like, a lot of times he'll send me the track, and that's how we've been working. Or he'll have the track already.
Right.
But he came in the studio this time, he made that from scratch. He sat there, just made that up from scratch.
Okay, so your mind process when you're doing the lyrics on that song, how did it go?
Yeah, I look at I look at tracks like a puzzle. You know, almost like that matrix screen. You know, I look at it. First thing I do, I listen to it, and I say, well, what did that track make me feel? This one made me feel like it was good time, like a groove. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a good time. So then after that, I figure out what I'm gonna flow to on the track. Whether it's gonna be the hi-hat or whether it's gonna be the snare or the boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? I figure out what part of the song I'm gonna rhyme to, and then I start from there, and then I rhyme to every little part of the song. I try to catch everything at one time.
With that reputation, every single radio DJ must say, "Jay, come on and freestyle on my show." You must be tired of that.
I don't do that, but it's more of an organized freestyle than a freestyle, because I don't just go in there. Like, I'll sit there and listen to the track, I figure it out, and I think about what I want to say, and it's like, oh yeah, then I go do it.
No problem. Listen, I've got to ask you, your career's been phenomenal. 25 million albums sold, right?
Yeah.
In a short space of time, 7 years?
Yeah.
An album a year. I was like sitting around on my radio show, doing my shows, thinking, all right, I love this blueprint. Jay's going to be away for a while. No, you're not. You're back in. Within 2 months, I've got something else. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I normally don't like when artists are relentless like that, because it becomes like you don't get a breather. But I don't know why. I'm standing on this video shoot and I'm saying to someone, listen to the track and going, the guy just sounds right on everything. When you go real gangster in the past, it sounded right. When you go kind of crossover, you got away with Hard Knock Life, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And that was one of your biggest records.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that's the soundtrack to Annie, the musical.
Right.
You still made it right.
Because within everything that I do, you get me. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the knocks on me. Like, he makes the same thing. Like, a lot of people say that at times, because whether I'm making Hard Knock Life, whether I'm making Change Clothes, whether I'm making Song Crowd, whether I'm making Streets is Watching, within that music, you still get me. I'm still myself. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing It's a Hard Knock Life, I wasn't singing Butterflies.
No,
I was talking about where I'm from. I was talking about Marcy Project and the Hard Knock Life. And the reason why everybody related to it, because everybody grew up in, tough neighborhoods, and they had Hard Knock Lives and Study Kisses. They related to the whole story. Like, so with Annie on the hook, you still got Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So with this song, even with the Change Clothes, it's a groove, but you still getting Jay-Z.
You've mastered the art, though. You know what I'm saying here? This is the businessman thinking now. You've mastered the art of going mainstream but keeping your integrity intact.
Right.
Not a lot of people have been able to do that. A lot of people have fallen off by trying to be mainstream.
Right.
What's the secret?
Because they lose themselves within trying to be main. Like, when you try, I'm not trying to make a mainstream record. Right here, when I heard this track, I just try to make a record that feel good. Yeah. Like, when I made Can I Get It, the hook was Can I Get It, fuck you to the... Like, it was the worst vulgar hook ever. It wasn't meant to be a huge record. It turned out to be a huge record. Like, if you listen to that hook, if you heard that hook in the studio, you would never say, that record right there is going to be #1 for 13 weeks on a pop chart.
True.
You would never say that.
It was an underground track to me.
Yeah.
It was quite an underground track to me in that respect. But.
So, like, those records just turn into those things, you know what I'm saying? So other people, they try to make a crossover record. So when you try to make a crossover record, you can't fool the audience. You can feel when the record is not genuine. You can feel when it's doctored or when it's put together. Or you can feel when someone's just in the studio just...
going through the motions, right?
Right, having fun.
You've got it down to a fine art. Why are you getting out of the game?
It's just my time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I've done everything. I just don't want to get to the point where I'm making... I love music so much. I don't ever want to get to the point where I'm just making music to make money. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it. I want other people to make hot albums. I want to be inspired by other works. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. Like, I don't want to knock hip hop because I want to knock nobody in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not as inspired. Like, I want to just be inspired. I want people to come out with hot albums so I can come out with another.
Are you truly seriously? Are you truly disappointed with the way hip hop's gone? That it hasn't been that consistent. I don't look at many. I
just think that we going away from making albums and when we make a record, we make the club record, the girl record, the thug record. The album doesn't have any consistency. You can't listen to an album when someone is trying to do this and then try to do that. It has to flow naturally within it. People are complex. Like, within the course of your day, you do a lot of different things. You just gotta stay true to what you're doing, and then you can reach all those emotions. But they're trying to do it unnaturally. So no one is making albums anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like.
But you're also in a weird situation where you started Rockefeller Records, which, you know, the romanticism of that story is the fact that you made an album to go on your own label in order to get signed. Because you didn't get signed, which makes total sense.
Right.
Now that's your baby, really, right?
Right.
Do you really feel that the fact that you earn so much more from the clothing line than the record company is exactly what might be going wrong with hip hop today? I mean, it sounds weird because it's made you extremely rich, but do you know what I'm saying?
Right. You think people have other priorities and other shit like so hip hop becomes second?
Well, the fact that you can make Reebok made a trainer for you.
Yeah.
It's the fastest selling trainer in history, faster than Jordan.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean that tells me that. Well, hang on. Where's the priority here? I don't know. What's that got to do with music?
Right.
Jay-Z is a walking commodity now, man.
Right.
People want to buy into you. So.
Right. But I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? As far like I've always been like that. I remember how Rockefeller got started. I used to be talking about this clothing line called Iceberg. Just talking about it. Just within describing everything that was in the room when I was rapping. You know, looking at myself, and I had on the Iceberg, and then I go to concerts, I see everybody in Iceberg. So that's how Rockaway actually got started. We tried to get a deal with Iceberg, they turned us down. We was like, okay.
Yeah. We'll come back.
Fine. You stay right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always been like that, but music has always been my first love. It has never, ever interfered with the music I make. You know what I'm saying? My album, you listen to every one of my albums, even my so-called whack, my worst album has at least 5 songs.
Which one are you going to say that is? The second? Is that the second one?
The second one.
Was that second or third you're saying?
I think the second one would be the worst one, but I just think I did the album wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a lot of stuff on that album. I just did it wrong. The approach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to go somewhere.
Because I always wanted to ask you about this. Was that because at that time Bad Boy was sampling big time? Everybody was sampling. Everybody was sampling too much.
Yeah.
And I think
what happened was, really, I did what I felt was the album of my life, Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I mean, it wasn't selling.
Yeah.
I mean, it sold, but it wasn't selling.
It was a gold album instead of a platinum album at the time.
Right. Thanks for making Reasonable Doubt go platinum. That was my baby right there. I needed that one to go platinum. But
eventually,
it wasn't selling. So now here I am on the next album, like, I can't do that again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These guys is blowing crazy. Puff is blowing. He has 8 videos. He has a number 1, 3, 5, 6 video on TV. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what rappers today are going through, because I went through the same thing. But my thing was, when I did that, I was like, that ain't me. Let me go back to what I do.
It clearly wasn't you, man.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I went back and I shot Streets Is Watching. Let's get back to what I do. Then I came out Volume 2. I just went and did my thing. So that's what I just want artists out there to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what hip hop is about. Like, don't follow that man. If that man doing that, you do this.
Isn't it easier because that was your label, though? You were making records on your own label.
Yeah,
some artists aren't making records on their own label.
That's absolutely true.
8 people telling them what to do and what they need.
I believe the record labels have a big part in that. Absolutely.
Now, the fact that you a 3-pronged sort of attack running your whole corporation, Kareem, yourself, and Damon Dash at the time. Yeah. You know, I did stuff with Damon recently. Yeah. Damon was saying that he feels that you may be seriously hanging up the mic, and there's lots of rumours around you and Damon. No question. I mean, a lot of rumours saying that you guys are splitting up, you guys don't see eye to eye anymore.
Right.
But, I'm looking at Rockefeller as the apple, and Rockaway, I'm thinking, no one's going to walk away from that kind of fight.
Right.
So
nobody's stupid.
What's your take on the whole thing?
My whole thing is, me and Dame, you've been through both of us. We're polar opposites of each other.
Completely opposite in personality.
That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm a godfather to his son. You know what I'm saying? That's forever. Me and him we fulfilled our dream. We started out to make a record label, and we've accomplished that goal and so much more. We have nothing to ever be mad at each other. What we do have is an entrepreneurial spirit. Both of us has this thing inside to create something all the time. So for that to be in one house it's too much. Like Dame wants to do Dash Films, and I want to do SC Clothing Line, and I want to do things on my own. So when people see that happen, it's like, oh, these guys are crazy. And you know, when me and Dame came in this business, our only goal, we would wake up, eat, sleep, and drink Rockefeller Records. We'd get in the van, drive to Maryland. We'd drive anywhere, trying to make it something happen, make people know the name Rockefeller. Yeah. So now we got so many different things, so we're not together every day. You know what I'm saying? He's doing an interview with Trevor Nelson. I'm way over here doing what I'm doing.
But the odd thing was that day that we met.
But we come together when
we
it's
were in a helicopter,
family business.
Yeah, flying off. You were going to Beanie to see Beanie at court. He was off to see Beanie. He wasn't sure you were going anyway.
Right.
And all of a sudden you were in the queue to get into the courtroom to support Beanie Siegel.
Right.
He was on a serious charge. So that further made me think, well, they don't know what each other are doing at the moment. Right. But they end up, Rockefeller end up bringing them back together. That was a bit of a strange day, man. Yeah. How did you find that day?
Like that's how it always is. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it's family business, we gonna come together and handle family business. Like we might be in London or whatever, but if something is happening, something is serious, I'm gonna be there for him. He gonna be there for me. We gonna be there for all our artists.
Well, Beanie was here today. We caught Beanie just for a little minute.
He's on house arrest.
He's got a tag around his ankle. He's walking on the catwalk. The tag's going off. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, but Beanie's like, but the thing about you, everybody says, I speak to a lot of people that say, Jay-Z, do you know the guy's a nice guy? You know, people can't believe a hip-hop, you know, pioneer almost, which is what you are for the 90s anyway, can be such a nice guy. Right. But the nice guy has been up on charges. The nice guy's been involved in situations. Yeah. You even admit you had to hustle as well. Yeah. You've had to answer for hip hop in terms of guns and you know where you stand. Where do you stand with the same issue of you know you're bailing out? You're trying to bail out one of your own artists on Rockefeller Records for a murder charge, basically. Right.
My thing is like we're all people from urban areas. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things. Once you sign a contract, those things don't go away. Like it ain't like you sign a contract and you become invisible, you know, or you could just cut off all those attachments and cut off your whole life. You know, you're 25, you sign a contract. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't just cut off 25 years of your life. That's a lot of cleaning up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a constant thing. Like you can know better, and the next day someone could push your button. Like they could do it on purpose, and you just lose your mind. So you have to always be. You have to always be alert, and you have to consciously keep yourself out of bullshit.
I mean, basically, you were on the street at one point, hustling with Dame, but within 5 years, man, you're living large. You've got probably in the Hamptons or wherever, and you've got a lot of money in the bank. Is there not a sort of point where hip-hop artists or rappers just go, you know what? I can say no, I don't care if he's disrespecting me. That doesn't matter to me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what you have to do that. That's what I mean. Exactly. You have to do that constantly. Like,
but you get this though. You get this for doing that.
It don't matter. I'm a grown man now. Before I'd be like, man. But right now, like, what does that matter? I know who I am. Yeah. I know who I am. I know what I've done and I know what I've been through. Nobody can never take that away from me. You can't take that away from me by looking at me, Tom.
Well, you proved it with Nas. Yeah. Because that was you know, that classic beef you have with Nas was on record, unlike other classic beefs. And, you know. Well, people who love hip hop liked it.
Right. That's what I just let people know right there. Like, although sometimes they got hairy and people said things that got out of context of hip hop, it still was like, if I see the guy, I don't want to do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all cool. It's just rap. It's just music.
Now, the other thing about you making this your last project is the fact that people are going, well, you know, Sean's always been a nice guy. He was always going to find a nice girl at the end of the day, and he was always going to just cool out. You know what I mean? Yeah, now I know B really well. I've always interviewed her, and she's always been the nicest. You know, just straight up. You know she ain't bullshitting you. You know when she's a type of girl. Right. So has she softened you?
Nah, we talk about that right now, but I'm good. I just say life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, there's a lot. Let's just say it's a lot of things around me. You know what I'm saying? That got me in a good space. But just maturing and just growing up. You know what I'm saying? And just knowing. And I believe that everything I went through, like in '99, that was my wake up call. You like, Don't think it all can be taken away like
What
that.
was the incredible thing that happened in '99?
You know, when I went through the whole thing, it was the whole Kit Kat Club,
Yeah.
and the whole, you know, the
court
press
case,
and the court
basically.
case
Yeah,
and
sure.
all of that. Right there, I
Yeah.
was like, wow. It was on the front page of every paper. That's when I knew. I was like, I'm famous. like I knew people bought my records. I didn't know I was famous. Like, yo, I'm really famous. Like, front page of every paper, every news channel. I was like, I gotta get myself together.
Is that what affected you the most? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That right there was like, that's it.
Because you did say that your mum never really took it too seriously until she heard you were working with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that was her point. That was her turning point. That for me was my turning point. But that right there, when she heard I was bringing Michael Jackson out on the stage, and she was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, you're my son. My God, Michael Jackson.
Who are you?
You did a tour. You did a Hard Knock Life tour, which was celebrated as at the time the biggest hip hop tour ever.
Yeah.
And you really pulled it off, and it was an important tour to pull off to show that, you know, violence doesn't follow hip hop everywhere it goes and stuff like that. Columbine happened,
Right.
which was a tragedy in America, and
Right.
you donated. You along with DMX.
Right. Like the whole lineup, Method Man, Redman too. But it was two things. It was like we was going to Colorado. It was like either we cancel the show or we give these kids an outlet, you know, something for at least 2 hours to take their mind off what's going on, and you know, donate the money we made. We wasn't trying to make money that night. You know what I'm saying? We know what they was going through. We felt their pain, so we went through and we entertained them, took their mind off of whatever was going on for that 2 hours. And I went to everybody like, yo, this is what I'm doing. You know, y'all want to do it. I mean, without a second guess.
Yeah.
Without even like, I don't know about that one, B. That's a lot of money tonight. Like, without a second guess, everybody was like, absolutely.
Really?
It was the right thing to do.
So what else are you doing with the kids? Because, you know, I used to defend hip-hop artists and say, don't make them responsible for what children do out there.
Right.
But every time I come to the States, you are as big as Madonna was 15 years ago to these kids, you know what I mean? And people like that. We can't underestimate the influence you guys do have.
Like, I just say, like, at the end of the day, you got to remember that rap is entertainment. So anything that we do within rap or anything we say, it has to be taken as entertainment, and you have to take what you feel is real out of it or whatever. But outside of rap, I know what I represent. I represent a guy who I didn't get discovered singing in front of McDonald's or on the train station. I represent a guy who put out his own records and did it himself. So I represent like that chant. Like anybody could do it. You know what I'm saying? Just a normal guy who did it. So I know that outside of my music, that I gotta. You know, I gotta pull my people. You know, I gotta pull my people and help them. That's why I got the Sean Carter Scholarship. You know what I mean? I do anything with Russell, Hip Hop Action Network. You know, I do toy drives every year. You know, Thanksgiving. I'm always doing you know, free show on my Thanksgiving.
How are you received, bro? Do people ever look at you with envy or they look at you? You know, because I know in the hood, I know what people are like. They're really strange out there, man. It's still very competitive. People still say, man, I'm better than Jay-Z and I'm on the street and rah, 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 you know. I mean, are you...
I'm huge respect, like wherever I go. So it's a good respect thing. And they know that I'm not coming here. It ain't about press. It ain't about nothing. You know, they know I was doing that way before it was 4 cameras in my face. You know, they know that it ain't about press. They know that's genuine.
Cool. What about this big event you're doing at Madison Square?
That's the biggest concert for me.
Tell me the lineup. Remind me the lineup.
Nah, the lineup. It's just me. You know, I'm gonna bring some special guests, but it was just me. Like they came to me to do it, and I was like, you know, Madison Square Garden is a dream for us. You know,
it's the Knicks, man.
Yeah, it's like a rap act ain't been in Madison Square Garden, and I think Puff in '97 when he had Usher and everybody out there with him.
I went to that actually. That was a big tour.
So I'm just happy to be bringing rap back to the Garden, and I'm happy to be doing it on this level where it's a charity and everything. You know.
What's the cause for?
Just for voter registration, get people to vote, and proceeds are gonna go to helping. You know, just different things like schools, and it's a whole Hip Hop Action Network program that Russell has set up.
It's your gig, but you have attracted some big A-list people out here coming to this concert. So, what sort of people are coming? I'm hearing big. I'm like, no.
I don't know yet. You know what I'm
You
saying?
really?
I bought Michael Jackson a Summer Jam, so maybe I could top that or at least tie it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I even heard Stevie Wonder might even be.
I don't know.
Big
We'll
day,
see
you know?
how it
Yeah.
goes.
You've been a bit coy, man. You've been
Yeah.
a bit coy. Why don't you take me around the just? Is this a video shoot, man?
Yeah.
Is this, how big is this a video shoot for you? Is this normal size?
It's a sound stage. Like sometimes I'm outside, sometimes in the sound
Yeah.
stage.
Do you prefer indoors or outdoors?
It's warm in here, so I'm.
Shit is crazy. Before I start throwing cameras and shit, please. Who you got? Who's listening? I mean,
Yeah.
they're not trying to do that.
Guys, if you're not with the group, you need to leave, please. You need to find a seat or go out the door. Preferably out the door, please. If you're not with any of these people, you need to leave. And if you're an extra, you need to be in holding if you're not in a seat up on the stage. On set.
Right here, front.
Who are you guys with?
Excuse me. Behind Marty.
In the back there, who are you guys with? Right there.
Chris and right.
Hey guys, you two. Who are you with? Who are you with?
We're losing Pharrell, man.
And this one? Yeah, we see a situation. You got me? Yeah, we see a situation. Around.
Okay, I'll get him out of here. We'll be ready in an hour. I'll be back. I'll be back.
That's good. That's finish this and then an hour.
I'm just waiting for you.
I'm ready, man. You know what I mean, man.
Okay. Now, how does it feel, man? It's coming
I wouldn't
towards
say
the
that I
end,
think
like the first video off the last album, man.
Yeah, this is a big thing for me. It just feels great, like to know that like our dreams realized. Like we started this. Like it's no big story about me. You know what I'm saying? There's no one discovered me in Penn Station rapping or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Just a dude that had an idea with his friends and we put it together, and it really happened on a major level. You know what I mean? So it's good, man.
With these videos, since these are gonna be like your last set coming off this album, are you experimenting, like trying anything that you
Nah,
want?
I just want to just have fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too tricky with it, and I don't want to overthink it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's music. You know, I just want to go with what feels good. Like, you know, if this feels good, let's just shoot it. I don't want to overthink it.
Okay. What's the concept of tonight's set?
It's called Change Clothes, name of the song. So I figured, where do they change clothes more than at a fashion show? You know. Yeah.
If you could just start from the beginning about the video part.
Yeah, the whole thing is called Change Clothes, so I figured where they change clothes more at than the fashion show. So we got this fashion show thing happening. Naomi Campbell, you know, a friend of mine, she came through. She brought a couple of her friends down, did a thing, you know, one or two. And I just feel like I just still had that connection. So I just had like, you know, with the hood, you know, rappers got to at least mention the hood one time in the interview. So I had to keep the hood. So I seen this girl, Myra, walk before. I seen her at a fashion show. And we was messing with everybody. You know, they was laughing. She never laughed. She was so gangster with it. So I just made sure I was like, find that girl. I need that girl right there. And I wanted to come in with a bunch of girls and just bum rush the show and take it to the whole level. Got to bring the hood to the fashion show. You know what I'm saying?
Are you getting on the runway?
I don't know about that. I would love to. I'm gonna go down there. I might have to slide down there real smooth.
Yeah, a few people say you're handsome.
Huh?
I've said a few people say that you're handsome.
Yeah, I might have to do that then.
Could you tell me about recording a record? It seemed like you and Pharrell are like in a real cool zone.
We got our Snoop and Dre on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Missy and Tim.
Yeah. It's just like I got a good vibe with Tim too, but it's just like we both just like really love the music. You know what I'm saying? Like we get in the studio, it ain't about nothing else but what feels good. You know, we're not scared to try nothing. We're not scared to make this sound like an 80s cameo record or something. You know what I'm saying? We're not scared to make any type of record. We'll make Frontin', we'll make Excuse Me Miss, or we'll make I'm a Hustler Baby. Or when y'all hear Law, we did this song called A Law. I promise you, it's gonna remind you like in my lifetime what Streets is watching. It is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can make a law, you know what I'm saying? Or we can make Excuse Me Miss. Like, we're not scared to make any type of music. We just go with what feels good.
I got two more quick questions for you because I know you got more than 7 minutes. Now you got the joint, What More Can I Say? It got like all of New York on fire. I don't know if the rest of the country heard it yet, but you could just talk about that record a little bit because that's
right.
Wow, that's serious.
I just really wanted to get it, capture that emotion. Like, you know, I've been doing this hard. You know what I'm saying? 10 albums, 3 years or something. You know what I'm saying? Outside guest appearances, soundtracks. You know, I don't ever want to get to a point where I'm just making music to make money because I love it too much for that. You know what I'm saying? I love when other people make hot albums. I love to listen to hot stuff outside of my own stuff as a fan of it. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to just really just vent. Like, what more can I say to you? Like, I've done it all.
We're gonna ask you about the rest of the Black album later on in the week when Sway get at you. But excluding the Black album, up to now, what's your favorite album? What's your favorite jam?
I gotta say Reasonable Doubt because I had my whole life. I'm gonna answer this question.
Everybody needs to see the stage.
So, yeah, Reasonable Doubt because I had my whole life to make that. You know, that's my favorite. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be my favorite. It's the first. I mean, I like albums close to it, and I love Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I love Volume 2. I love Volume 1. I just think I did it wrong, man. You know what I'm saying?
What was wrong with it?
I shot it wrong. I picked the wrong singers on that joint. I had Where I'm From, I had Streets is Watching, I had Imaginary Players. You know what I'm saying? You Must Love Me. I had bombs. I just went about it wrong. But Reasonable Doubt.
Cool. Thank you, man.
No doubt.